Okay, that's my microphone on right there. I have no words. There's not enough words to explain just how happy I am with that. Just having that, you know, in the background. I have something I want to put up there, so but I need to figure out how to hang a towel there. So a towel like thing over there. So and of course there'll be more bookshelf over there. So but bookshelf. I'm very happy about that as well. Okay. Hi everybody, this is CVGS. I'm the captain here, and welcome to the Vanguard Newsday Tuesday. New Liael Draconis and Blind Maya cards upcoming, which will be good to straight up see. Yeah, there is plenty to kind of like soak in, so to speak, for the most part. In terms of the episode and everything and whatnot as well. Yeah, I'm a little bit on the like my body is tired, my brain is active as hell, but my body is supremely tired. So I am just going to chillax and just enjoy what we have there, what we have going on over there. So they also have the information report for the WGP Tokyo leg, I think. Yeah, just waiting for the episode to start. So I wasn't on last week because last week I needed to work on my not yet, so it should be there soon. So yeah, I was able to stream last week. Last week I needed to put focus on doing working on writing my module, so I still need to work on that, but I didn't want to miss 2 weeks in a row, so I will not do that. At the same time also, Thursday was this, and Friday was because I was tired from this, so I was just not feeling up to streaming, and you know, I think that had a lot to do with my energy levels just being at an all-time low for the most part. So I'm working on that to try and fix it. So maybe I gotta drink less sweet drinks. So yes, you know, sugar actually dehydrates you and can also crash you out as well. I'm having some green tea. So yeah, for the most part. So there's just wasn't a good week for streaming, I would say. So but yeah, I'm planning to get back into the swing of things, especially since we're gonna have, especially since I missed a whole week off or so, and I don't want to lag behind on my 5IC Tactics playthrough, and I also don't want to lag behind on my Pokemon Emerald playthrough. So yeah. Can bring this volume up a little bit. So yep, levels are all good. So yeah. Hope you guys had a good weekend too as well. I hope you have a good weekend to look forward to as well. So, yeah, I think the rest of it is just kind of like left to talk about my thoughts about the new Vanguard episode. Yeah, this episode was very. Would the word practical make the most sense? I'm not sure. They basically like wrapping up a lot of loose ends, so especially with the Mirai versus Michiru fight. So Mirai versus Michiru, forgot my lamp. I apologize for that. Let me sort that out. What's the other power? Oh, I think it's still back there. Yeah, it's still plugged in. So give me a second. There we go. Let that plugged in also. I wasn't supposed to leave that plugged in. So, but hey, I realized I was sitting a little bit in the dark, so this extra lamp is to light up my face, because the light is over there, and so it will cast a shadow on me. So yeah. Yeah. So what do I have to say? What I have to left to say? So everybody had a good weekend. Hope something to look forward to. Yeah, we're just here to check out. Oh yeah, we're talking about the episode also. So they're using the tournament to really wrap up some loose end storyline bits. So it's a very interesting way of doing so, especially since this week, or rather the week prior, the weekend I should say. Michiru kind of like is wrapping up some of the loose ends as well, which includes Mirai basically feeling a certain way about her brother spending way too much time with her best friend Michiru, and so they just sorted it out. A Cardfight last week, that was 2 weeks ago. Last week was basically Erika's like unresolved feelings about Suo also, and how he basically killed her brother in her timeline. So yeah, which is, I'm glad that it's something that they did not really like regurgitate the whole timeline situation. You know, because it should only be unique to Erika. So, and I think it was super shocking also that they allowed her to actually stay on, but then again, they do want to make sure so that Liael get boosts. So yeah, so yeah, it makes a lot of sense it makes a lot of sense also for her to stay there. But I also like the fact also that I also still enjoy the fact that they actually made her work and also like not overdo it, make the whole like, oh, I came from another timeline where blah 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 happened. So yeah, and everybody just having a fun time with the tournament scene right now also. So hard to really say that Erika will be the problem child still. Yes, good morning to you. Hang on, I forgot to attach the YouTube chat. Should be that one. Yeah, there we go. So yes, good morning to you. So yeah. So yeah. In terms of like this season also, like problem child will mostly be Ruka versus it should be Ruka versus Akina, but it also could be it also could be Erika versus Aki too as well, because there's a rivalry there, so where they haven't really 100% completely resolved it, and they could do it this week, but they also could choose not to do it either way. So to me, that's just what I believe, and I think that and I think it just makes it interesting to see how this whole entire tournament scene is going to be like. But it also leads me to wonder also whether if there's going to be more adventures with Akina this season, because of the tournament scene. So just feels like it's a good send off for everybody, and then after that it goes into the problem plot afterwards. So we don't know what that might be. So we probably will find out in the next strategy presentation maybe.
まずはイベント情報、WGP 京都の新情報や WGP 地方カップシーズン2の物販情報をお届けします。
So yeah.
はい、新カード情報はブースターパック流行メイドからリエルドラコニス
Fated One of Sacred Time. So interesting. So interesting is so that no, not interesting. It makes every sense in the world also that the new Liael also would still be called a Fated One also, because you want the old Armata to be able to work with the new one. So so her having the namesake of Fated One so just makes all the sense in the world for that to be the case. So yeah. But otherwise, he's doing mostly things that is similar to what Liael Armata already does. It's just the added plus driver, so then you can buy the card from your drop zone from there. So, but there's also the curious case of her binding Ygritte Owl and then basically being able to call Gabuelas. I think that has to do with the fact so that her bind ability also allows her to be able to choose any card in the bind zone also with the same name as any card in the bind zone. So search a deck for any card with the same name as the card in your bind zone and call it the Regard Circle, which I think will be the best way to actually figure out best way to see how it explains everything on that. Stand up the Pangado. So we will see what Liael Draconis will do also, but it should be a vast improvement as to what Liael Armata will do, and yeah, you get Ruka in a summer outfit also. So yeah. Hello Inishi. So yeah. Miyako
ユ
Ruka.
リの花です
So yeah.
ルカの誕生花ということで7月
そう
24日だからね最近でございますけれども誕生日良いね
なんかルカはやっぱ夜のイメージ強いけど、なんかこういうなんか、まあ、朝じゃないかヒール
なんかね確かに
夜じゃないイメージ
真
の
っ白のワンピースね、イメージになかったというかね
可愛いです
ね
So yeah.
やってますね、はいそれではこちら使用したどんな景品が登場するのか見ていきましょうこちら
8人トーナメントの参加賞でルカのイラストが使用された特
Okay,
典
so
シリーズ
event
が
tournament,
そして優勝された方は
side event
こち
basically
らの
happening
番
at
号をお知らせいたします。
WGP Deluxe,
もちろん
all happening in the
シーズン
Tokyo
2
Lake. So yeah,
でもつながりを行いますこちらは8人
lots to look forward to on there. So if you happen to be in Tokyo,
スタンプが1つもらえまして、3つ集めるとデラックス PR パック2025ボリューム2がゲットできちゃいます。
はいこちらの8人トーナメントはどなたでもご参加いただけるイベントで両日ともに
there's not much we need to say or translate in this part. So, and I don't have too much to say about what's going on for the most part. So yeah, once the card details comes out, so that's where I definitely be most active. So unless you guys bring up some topics, so in order for me to really like have a conversation about,
WGP デラックス2025
which I wouldn't mind at all. So absolutely none whatsoever. So
チャンピオンシップデラックス2025
hello,
パート2こちらの
good to
2
see
種
you.
類のスリーブが販売
Come and sit in. So we haven't got our card news yet. So but we are definitely looking forward to see what Liael Draconis does. So.
まあそうね近づいてきて
I certainly hope so that we get the answer to the question. How the hell did she manage to call Gabuelas instead of Egret Owl? So yeah.
レイズルームとか
あ確
合わ
かに
せるのちょっといいかもね
あ
かわいい
よいよい
Got my hands on Jackknife Deck, so it's pretty much MLB with buff mechanics, lol. I think it's only just buff mechanics because of the arm card that you actually get put on there. So.
お月見のスリーブは京都
But yeah, I mean, it feeling pretty much MLB, so has been what it's been what the deck has like comparatively made is. So yeah.
はい WGP デラックス2025では
But pretty much also like let us know about your matchups also and how you deal with the deck also and whatnot also. Almota same tier with Odium now. I don't know about same tier. Hopefully she has the third ability as well. I think she has a third. I think she might have the third ability, but it's more like they took out the PG. They took out the PG aspect of Almota and they gave her a triple drive also with as the replacement ability, so that. So. But no, what I'm saying that what I say my title also is that Draconis feels a little bit samey with samey with Almota at the moment right now. Like I don't when I watched the episode also, and I've been thinking because I play Almota too as well, and I'm just thinking about every single play from there. So and I think that there doesn't seem to be much of a difference in feeling with Draconis than you would with Almota. Like you can get away with playing with Almota and you can still do all the same kind of stuff. You know, that's just what I think is that's just what I think also when I came up with the title here. So because it does feel a little bit samey on the end. So and I could get away with not having it, but I'm certain that there are some skills that is not in full description. And what we saw in the episode also to make it as if like we are missing something important. So yeah, we will have to see. We have to see it. So and I know where one aspect of it might be. So sadly that might be a stretch, but the support might make up for it. So it's always the support that makes the deck. So yeah, it's always the support that makes the deck. So yeah. I hope we don't get another youth bug situation where we're hyped through it, so but it's not being not that good. So, I hate to break it to you, but when it comes to Vanguard, it's always gonna be it's super hyped, but end up not being that good. So I said that about Vase Ruger. I have seen that happen many times over with youth bug in that matter, and a few others too as well. So I think Leonard also was also in the same category as well. The Mascas also too as well. So was just. And I think a lot of people also felt a little bit let down about Drajuk Max Guess that was reviewed last week. So yeah, it's always gonna be the case. So it's never it's never a rare thing. It's more common so that we admit it to be. So yeah, that much I can say. It's funny to see Draconis arts also with that Dragon Knight. So yeah, I mean the two of them just coming out together, and then you see the mega evolution of Dragon Knight as well having wings at the top of his head. So yeah, it's hilarious. I agree. It's very very hilarious.
それぞれの会場で販売されるスリーブ2種の内訳はご覧の通りに
Yeah, not much to say here. So it's goods at the goods corner you can actually purchase some of these out of print sleeves so if you're looking to get them again. So yeah, watching anime is so confused on what it does. So I think for most of us that might be the case as well, especially the Egret Owl into Gobuelas. But I think that people have already speculated so that that Draconis' skill is going to be that when you buy the card, right, you can search attack for a card with the same name as a card in your bind zone, because that's how Galguelas got into the bind zone. Galguelas got into the bind zone from the drop zone through Draconis' ability, and after that, so it was able to call out Galbuelas from the deck, which leads speculation to believe so that it's going to be you get to choose a card from your bind zone. Choose a card for your deck with the same name as a card in your bind zone for that. So, but we'll get the full view of it later on. So yeah, we will see if everything lines up to what it does. I can definitely do a lot more talking also, because this is now referring to a deck that I actually actively played. So I know what the deck is about and how it runs. And yeah, I'm just hoping to see some good stuff out of it. So especially the supports, because I think the supports is a bit more worthwhile so than the actual card itself. So yeah, somehow funny enough, Gold Ritter allows you to deny JoJo's power drop. Oh, sorry, I was thinking about something else also. I guess that would be the case. Also. Yeah, I can see that. I can see in normal PG skill now, that's just straight into Amorta. Yes, because I think Draconis doesn't need it. It was the defining feature for Amorta to bypass Black Mire, which also was showcased in the match today too as well. That Amorta came out and defended against defended for Draconis. So yeah, I'm not paying attention to the Gabuelas playmat as well, which is just 100% super cute. So. I can have Amorta as a PG in the deck now. So yeah, you just keep Amorta as a PG in the deck now, which is alright actually. Which is actually alright also, because it's not a sentinel and it only affects fated ones. So for Rezal and also for Draconis now also, Amorta being in the deck also plays a good part also, because it's a PG that can bypass any of you can't use sentinels. So it's quite helpful, and of course you still have to pay the cost also, which is saying 2 cards from your bind zone into the drop. So which is why we saw the bind zone was a little bit more thinner than anticipated, because she did use Amorta's ability to send 2 cards from the drop zone, from the bind zone back into the deck. So yeah. Supply information coming out, so we get to see the new Sarah Snow, the new Yu also, and the new Leonon, the new not Nirvana, Virina, there we go. It's been so long since we actually said Virina's name that I completely forgot what Virina said. So yeah. But anyways, all the supply information that we're getting. In October, so then we get Liael Draconis, so yeah. Which is nice to see. I need those sleeves, all of them please, so go buy them, man. They'll be available on those dates. And these supply items also does not have any language restrictions whatsoever, so just straight away go and get them. So. Alright.
はい、ここからはアニメのコーナーです。皆さん、4話見てくれましたでしょうか？
Alright, so anime corner right now, so we get to talk more about the episode as it is also, and see some of the great stills that we have there. So, I just want to say I've been watching this channel for a long time. As far back as Yu-Gi-Oh vs Vanguard days. Thank you very much. I want to ask, so if you're Malaysia, because for longest time that's what I think. So, we are Singaporean, so a little bit more south to Malaysia. So yeah. But most of us still live and work in Singapore. I moved to Malaysia, so hence the bookshelf and everything and whatnot. So because I don't have that in my Singapore home, not yet anyway. So yeah, but we're all 100% Singaporeans. So yeah. So yeah, and all of us are now just basically doing our own thing as well. So I'm the only one that's left. Still enjoying Vanguard. Of course on a lighter scale right now, so I have not been able to have the capital to actually continue to purchase cards. So I've kind of stopped at around set 7 actually, so I haven't gotten my hands on set 8, set 9 at all. So But I still like to come on and enjoy Vanguard. I still enjoy the anime. The anime has been super hot, so and it still continues to be hot to this day. And I still enjoy the gameplay of Vanguard. So I'm on here every Tuesday just to look at the new cards and just share in the hype and joy with you. So and I also do translations here too as well. So yeah. So these live streams are pretty much the only things I'm capable of doing on my own as a you know, for Vanguard whatsoever, and to continue the so-called legacy of CVGS in my own way. So yeah. And of course, here on CVGS, I will still continue to have these live streams, just to ensure that there's still stuff going on in this channel, as well. And then of course, like just on my own thing as well. So if you're on Twitch, you will not only see this on Tuesdays, but I also do gaming streams as well on Thursday and Friday too as well. So yeah. And for YouTube, it'll be on my own personal channel because it makes no sense for me to bring non-Vanguard content onto here. It's a lesson that we've learned very, very hard. Especially when we try to bring in battle spirits to this channel. Yeah, a lot of mistakes has been made. And right now I'm just in a preservatory mood, so to speak. So yeah. Okay, something. As we talk about the anime, like I completely skipped over the anime part. But honestly, them doing these personals, what you call it? Like these custom animations is actually phenomenal. I love this so much. I love these so much, especially because it's an episode that focuses on Mirie and Michiru, now Suo and Erika. Before that it was Kagetsu and Rukatu as well. Them doing these like customized like editing themes. I love this so much. I honestly love this so much. It really helps to highlight each and every player and the fighter. So yeah. It really just highlights what is the core problem between the whole lot of them. And I really love this because this one felt very emotional for Suo as well as Erika too as well, because of the amount of trauma that has been left unsettled. Throughout the whole entire thing. So yeah. The memory of the destruction of the area, how all of the fighters in the Fated Clash has gone there. Even to the point where Gabrielis tries to cover her by saying, then should you not cast your blame on me too as well? I was the one that set up the Fated Clash that led to your brother's disappearance. Like, woof, this was a heavy episode also, and so good for it. So honestly, so good for it. Here could be a Fated or Destined one. Who would you bear and why? So what it means, what deck would you play? So Blank Maya. I'm just straight up Blank Maya, honestly. Straight up, I'm just Blank Maya. Because there's so much about Blank Maya that actually represents the person that I used to be, and to see the one who walks from zero immediately like stabs me right in the heart. It's perfect example of my own personal growth. And I resonate with Blank Maya very, very much with that. So yeah. Namesakes wise, I also am one who have walked from zero as well. So yeah, to me is there. Favorite nation, you can't see it by hanging a Dark Sticks flag on the top there. Let me just tilt the camera up. I raised the flag of Dark Sticks. So yeah. I used to be Nova Grappler. Back before back before Standard came about. So I used to be Nova Grappler main, and then I dabbled into Pale Moon, and so I became a Pale Moon main a little bit afterwards, mainly Harry. And then these days also, because I decided to go for Dark States because I resonated with Bruce a lot. So yeah, and then just decided, I'm gonna be a Dark States main. Everything that's Dark States, I'm gonna pick up Dark States. So I have everything that's Dark States there. English, I decided to change it up and play into Keta. So I was playing who was I playing before? I was playing Hexo Orb Sorceress before. Then I swapped to Raziel. And then I swapped to Amorta. So yeah, mainly it's just Amorta main for the most part for me. So yeah. He loves Dark States also. Yeah, I love Dark States also. I enjoy the nation. I like. Where can you buy those nation flags? That's not a nation flag. That's actually the playmat. So let me just grab it.
かもしれない。
楽しみだね。はい、ぜひ見てください。
はい。
そして続いてはスペシャルな発表です。
So there,
こちら
that is the
出張版
that's the Dark Six
バンガロ
playmat
ー TV が放送決定。
I just have it hanging upside down
帰ってきたぞ。
essentially
はい、
just to make it
今
look
回なんと2本立てでござい
very nice
ます。ブラックアウト入団初級編が8月
and neat for my new bookshelf.
そして
That's
ブラ
all.
ックアウト入団激ムズ編は9月13日
So yeah, that's not a flight. So that's just the Dark Six playmat that I bought some time ago. Thoughts on the strike deck? Do you think they still hold up? So no, they don't. I like the idea of what they're doing with and bringing back old gimmicks into standard. Like D Legion was the latest one or so, and Strike coming in so was a little bit too much. So I think that the Strike decks so the rest of the decks have come up in power. So the feeling of the overpowerness of the crest cards so now doesn't really apply very well these days because everything is kind of caught up to it. So yeah. So for strike decks right now, so I don't think too much of them these days, so unfortunately. So yeah, that's all that I can really say about that. So, I used to play Brand I used to play Brent, but eventually I started playing every nation. So yes, I can assure that for Initiate. So yeah, strike decks need a buff or support in my opinion. So I'm not against them like milking nostalgia too much. I mean, if it's making them success, so you can't really blame them also for milking nostalgia. And nostalgia is one of the things also that has consistently been able to actually create some cash. So yeah, it's okay as long as it works. As long as it works, then you know, the company's making business off nostalgia, so it's fine. They do it too much, so I can only say that they do it too much if I can say they're doing too much also if they consistently fail at it. So which I think Bushiroad right now can't really say that about them. So yeah. But we'll see what they will do down the line. We'll see what they do down the line also. But to me, it's I think standard is in a good place right now, and I wish that they would do a bit more focus on the other formats also, especially V standard, because I know they're trying to kill V standard to a certain extent, but I honestly believe that now is a good time where they actually can put some focus back into it, so and really rework the entire like release calendar for it. So yeah, strike wise so far only NR is the only one that lasts. Night Rose also, yeah. Night Rose is the only one that lasts, so I can agree with that. So yeah. I see, and the same could be said about the counter decks too as well. So the problem with the counter decks is a whole entire problem. So because the problem with counter decks, right, is that as hype as they are never going to be as good as the main set one. The main sets, right, they're never going to be as good as the main sets one. They're there for nostalgia, but have you ever seen who was the latest one? Have you ever seen Daikaiser actually make a mark on competitive? I think Inishi can help me answer that question also. I can bet that the answer is likely no. The problem with counter decks, right, is that they don't need support. They need to be just as good as the best cards in the set. They need to be a consideration, not a nostalgia bait. And I think that's where I would say that Bushiroad will be milking nostalgia too much, because from the counter cards also, less so from like say the body fight sets also. So yeah. So that they do need support, but I think the reason why that is the case is because the cards on their own right now also don't make it just as good. So it's a struggle. Honestly, it's a bit of a struggle. Ironically minimal. So and Daikaiser is like we got the man out on X right now and out on Twitch right now also, and he's the biggest advocate also for Daikaiser in the entire community space, and his most beloved one also, as is pointed out by Nishi, ironically minimal. So yeah, I mean, it goes to show also that the counter decks, right, we discovered this a long time ago, after Draconic Overlord the end, the ones afterwards, so that they haven't been hitting just as well. They haven't been hitting just as good. So and now they're just more like, okay, I don't need to get hyped for the counter cards, so because they're not gonna be as good. I'll play them because they're super fun. At least they're fun, which is what is the main goal of the whole entire set's release in the first place. But if you want to talk about competitive, so it's never going to be competitively as strong as compared to main sets. So yeah, maybe December might have them also, strike decks also. They will always I don't know if they actually like who would you do after Rummy Rumble? Not Rummy Rumble, Rummy Labyrinth. Rummy Rumble is my stuff. So after Rummy Labyrinth, whose strike deck would you want? Because I don't think that there's many out there so that you will want a strike deck for. But we'll have to see so whether if they are able to hone in as to what people want. So we can only wait and see. Do you think they'll make support for strike decks that are already out for what they did to Project and Messiah? I think over the time they would do, but right now they're so far forgotten so that I think they will need their own entire set 3 to themselves also. So yeah, they will need their whole entire like cross epic set, which is what we used to call it back then. Now they ended cross epic already. So yeah. So yeah, Outbound and Asha. Okay, that's a good too. So that's a good too. You can do Outbound and Asha. Alright, so card translations. Minerva, most Minerva do pretty well in my opinion. Victor and somebody else also. True, Victor and somebody else. Okay. Translations. When this card is moved into the soul from the deck this turn, if you have a Blind Mire, Great Tree or higher Vanguard, you can Energy Blast 3. Then if you do, you can call this card to a empty back row regards circle and soul charge 1. Okay? Okay, so basically by soul charging or by soul charging for deck, so that's how you can actually be able to get a second one in there. So yeah. Hello.
そして続いてのカード見ていきましょう。こちらです。どうぞ。
Okay.
はい、続いてはこちらボミングジャグラーでございます。能力教えてください。
Alright, so this one is that if you have 4 or more face down cards in the bind zone, then you may not need to pay Soul Blast 2 as a cost. So when this unit attacks, if you have Black Mire, Great Tree or higher Vanguard, Energy Blast 2, then for the turn, this unit gets plus 10k. Then at the end of the battle, move this card into the soul. Second ability is that when this card is moved to the soul by your card's ability, right? If you have Black Mire, Great Tree or higher Vanguard, set this card, buy this card face down, and then choose one with regards and it gets plus 5k. Then if you have 8 or more face down cards in the bind zone, it gets plus 10k instead of plus 5k instead. So yeah, this is a good support grade 3 so that allows you to be able to actually give more power to itself, and then after that it gives more power to another unit because his own ability will be able to activate for the second part. So you can just bind it, then choose a unit, and then you've got 8 or more, so that's plus 10k so to evade rock. So yeah, Victor and Gabriel might be something. So yeah, or maybe Jesse's deck also with the blue for the Ancient Fenrir deck. I forgot which names I'm talking about. So Fenrir and Gabriel also. And maybe those two also, but we'll see whether if that is in the pipeline, because I think the earliest that they could announce it will be the upcoming strategy presentation in September. So yeah, we're still a long ways away from that. So we'll see what their end of the year may look like. So as you said, also maybe December they have something. Because December is kind of a lull period right now, so it would be an okay time also to actually release strike deck sets in that period. They could also do a reprint set also in December, so which I think they used to do back then, but I think they stopped last year. So we'll see. Alright, but I also like to see Vanquisher come back. So since Narukami was my first clan and it holds a special place in my heart. So okay, so I mean if they do Vanquisher, so then it has to follow up with something else also, but I'm not sure what would be a good follow-up from there. Maybe Victor and Vanquisher could come together. So that would be cool also. That would be cool. we'll see how the strike decks come along. So, but yeah, right now they've reduced it. So, and right now the only thing that really matters is Night Rose at the moment because it's still competitively viable to this day. But yeah, we will see. We shall see. No, Blade Master 2 Dragon Empire is a bit too much also. Blade Master should go with somebody else, not Vanquisher. Blade Master should go with somebody else, like say maybe you could go with Victor for that also. So yeah, Vanquisher and Rising Nova makes sense, can make sense. And I think that Rising Nova would actually work also, could actually possibly work. If they give Rising Nova like this card is also named Bruce. So yeah. Blade Master and Gurgrid also maybe can, but there's so much on the list there, so that and they're not going through it fast enough also. So I think us speculating who goes with who so is way too presumptuous on us also. We'll have to see how the game evolves also and really check ourselves also whether we really want these strike decks to come out also. So yeah, Blade Master and Asha. No, Asha will always be with Altmount. Asha will always be Altmount, so siblings also maybe, but I think it makes more sense for it to be Altmount and Asha. So yeah. Okay, speaking of Keter, we now getting our mortal supports. So let's see what this says. Alright, so when this card is bound during your turn, if you have a Liael, grade 2 or higher Vanguard, then choose your deck for a grade 1 normal unit without the Sentinel ability and send it to the bottom of the deck. So this basically can allow you to actually reload copies of him, essentially. Reload copies of him essentially back into the deck so they actually can be found by Amorta if you do decide to use it. But I think because this being a common card, so I don't think that you actually have this in the deck because that ability is not really there. And you want to call attackers. You do not want to call out support with Liael's ability. So yeah, for the most part also. I miss your skip videos also, they made me laugh a lot also. Yeah, thank you for that also. I enjoyed the skip videos that we done. I enjoyed the skip videos done, but the main ones that we really did was really Vanguard vs Yu-Gi-Oh! Also. And there's only so much jokes that we can do with that. That we ended up making a rap battle for it for the last one. So yeah, unfortunately those can be considered a bit retired also. So yeah. We did a battle of the waifus, Gabriel and Asha. That time we did Lukia and Asha actually, so I mean I don't know, maybe down the line we'll see, but then again I'm only one man also, so I might not be able to make something like that anymore. So anyways, back to translation. So when this unit is called okay, so when this unit is これをソウルに置くとその子のパワーをプラス5000することができますので、まあ先の Oh, sorry. So when your unit is placed by the ability of your Grichi or higher Liael, if that unit is the same column as placed in the same column as this unit, then you can move this unit into the soul. Then for the turn, that placed unit gets plus 5k. So as long as you have as long as she's there, so then you call something over there. Then you actually can move her into the soul, and then after that, you can move her into the soul. So then that call unit gets plus 5k. So this works where you attack with the boost, and then you call over, and then you move her into the soul, then plus 5k. So I think that's a pretty neat ability. So quite useful actually. Alright, so this is the triple R. It's all create one support for Liael. What the hell? Okay, so when this unit is placed on the regard circle, choose a grade 3 card with Liael from your right deck and reveal it. If you revealed it or your Vanguard is a grade 3 or higher with Liael in its name, you get to energy charge 1. At the end of battle that this unit boosted, if you have a grade 3 or higher Liael, and your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or higher, move this card into the soul as a cost. Then for the turn, you get the skill, all of your front row regards get plus 5k. Okay. And it's not once per turn, so if you have multiples of her, so you can just have them move them into the soul, and then all your units in front row gets plus 5k, then plus another plus 5k. So it's like you can get yourself a much more stronger persona right turn if you absolutely decide to do so. Okay, can. Liael needs cards that can play a grade 2 turn, so because it's simply not just right attack, attack, drive, and end. So. In terms of like rushes, so you have to make your own rushes. But that also depends on the type of draws that you have. So So you need to have a good healthy hand size also in order for you to be able to defend off. Because if you saw the episode also, it's true to what Liael actually plays, in the fact that you actually don't have a lot of hand size. So her being down to a last card also, defending against Black Maya Nexus also, is very rough. It's supremely very rough. So that is representative of how Liael is also, but and how she had to clutch top draw her Liael Draconis also, to get the persona right. So yeah. So yeah, so because everything has always been about Liael's ability to be able to actually like multi-attack also, and she does that immediately on her turn 3. So yeah, this card does help with soul also, I like it also. Yeah, it's a triple R, so it should be. But I also like the previous card too as well, so it does help with soul too as well. You need luck to play Liael also. To a certain extent, you need luck also. But you also need a good amount of draw. You also need a good amount of draw also, which is something that I have built into my Immortal deck so for some time too as well. Anyways, Draconis. Alright, so she mainly uses Energy Blast. Okay, can. So, her first skill, Energy Blast 4. And then choose one of your... choose a normal unit on your Vanguard circle or drop zone and bind it. Okay, then choose one card from your hand and discard it. Then for the turn, this unit gets +1 drive. Okay, so she gets the triple drive after paying the cost. But Energy Blast 4 is actually quite expensive. Okay, so when this unit attacks, Counter Blast 1, choose one of your Vanguards and bind it. Then search your deck for a unit with the same card name as any card in your bind zone. So that explains the Gabuela's Call. Alright, there you go right there. And call it the Vanguard Circle and then you shuffle your deck. So you can bind Gabuela's early. Buy Gabuela's early, then you're able to actually search up Gabuela's after the fact, no matter who you bind afterwards. So I think that's supremely helpful. So it's a huge upgrade to our Mortar at this time. Okay, then a Divine Skill. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked, then your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or higher. Then choose a Liael from your soul. Wait, choose a Liael from your soul or your drop zone, grade 3 or higher. Choose a Liael, any Liael, any Liael. Okay, and write it as stand. Then if you wrote, then for the turn, this unit's drive is reduced to 1. This unit drive becomes 1. Yeah, the easy one is expensive, but not only did you get to pick from your drop zone or from your soul, you can pick any Liael, which means that you can change into Liael or Mortar if you have to. If you have to, you can actually switch to Liael or Mortar. Okay. The plan is right to start as Draconis, and if you extend super late, right, you have to change to our Mortar because the energy cost is maybe a bit much that you can't pay for it. It can be either. Yes, it can be either. It can be either. Okay, so there's extra reasons why Liael or Mortar should be in the deck. Because not only for its PG capabilities, but also for the fact that you can switch to Mortar after the fact. Is there any benefit to go back to Mortar? No, but it's cheaper. Because the Energy Blast 4, right, is actually pretty expensive. And maybe a bit difficult to actually pay for down the line. So you shouldn't be seeing yourself going into our Mortar at all. You shouldn't be seeing yourself going to our Mortar at all. You should be putting Draconis on top of her through his skill as much as possible. But the fact that this opens up to all our Mortar could add a level of strategy so that might come up down the line, but knowing Bushido, they never will do anything like that. But this might say something. And I think it also helps the fact that it also allows you to be able to have more choices for Liael, because I did say the two of them felt samey, and the good reason is that it needs to be samey so that the divine skill can work for both. The The divine skill could work for both.
はいということで
Okay.
このカード
Alright.
リエルアモルタと
Okay, I see how this goes. Alright. Okay, 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 okay.
ほぼほぼ
Okay.
一緒な効果になっているんですが、
Okay.
なんと今
Ken,
回ソウル
got it.
からもライドすることができる。
I still need to get my hands on Gabuelas in English also because
リエルアモルタ
uh,
ペルソナライドす
I
る
don't have it, so
アイデラスとかいなくてソウルブラストできなかったです。
I might get it. I might get it. I might decide to go get the Gabuelas
何
first
回も
also.
ゲームしてたらあった
But I don't know if any place still has
それ
them.
が
or
な
not,
くな
so.
ったソウルブラストできる子いないけ
anyways.
ど別にじゃあソウルから
That's the
乗り直し
problem
ます
for
みたいなことが
next week.
できるよう
So
になりました超優秀
oh my
しか
goodness.
も
Okay.
今回は
Okay.
アモル
Alright.
タだけじゃなくてリエル
Okay.
ドラコニス2種のね
Okay.
リエルがいると思うんですけどどっちにも
I do want Liael
でき
Draconis.
るので
I do want her.
もうこれで決めてる
So
ぞこの
I have to go
タイプ
and
をぞっていう時は
put on the shopping list also for all the stuff that I want
リ
for
エル
her.
アモ
So
ルタにライドし直したりとかもできるようになっておりますので、もう結構融通というかね、本当状況によっていろんな選択肢が増えてるカードになってるのかなと思います。
of course he would rise in price, man.
はい、
Of course he would rise in price. Of
はい、それ
course.
では続いて今回収録される
And I'm suffering from it also for not grabbing him while he was like 24 a pop.
第3の現魔獣霊極超飛ヘルドバールの
SEC for the third mystics.
神々しいななんか、
うん
こちら花月のコール工場が発行しされてい
So
ます
yeah.
よ、
マジみんな
Where's the Armota SEC? Come on.
異界を滑る真なる獣
かっこよ
お
めちゃくちゃいいです
ーかっ
ね。
こいい
ぜひこの子も一緒に使ってあげてくださ
The
い。
counter blast might hurt you, so if the game goes too long. So going to Armota might be an option. Exactly.
はいさらに
Exactly what I mean.
聖なる時の運命者リ
It's
ールドラコニスのシークレットレイも
Armota is actually cheaper. So yeah.
あ
There we go. SEC for Armota.
未来よりここにこれさすごいアキナのさ
She doesn't have the hot stem doesn't have the hot beam for
す
the
ごい好きな
for the divine skill also, which I think it should have.
の翼とね
うんうんうん
運命の
うん
翼で
ここに
そう
So yeah.
良いですよ
良いですね
ぜひぜひこちらがねヘイリカのライド工場になっております。こちらもね手に入れたらぜひぜひ使ってあげてください。
はい
はい、それでは商品情報です。こちら。
流行明堂は
Okay,
8
that is for
月
set
8
10
日
also.
来週発売
I
で
am
す
so far
そして
behind.
流行明堂にはバンドリトリガーも収録されておりますこちら
はい、バンドリ10バンド50名のヒールトリガンが収録されます。すごい。
Just a reminder, so the heal triggers for the Bang Dream decks also will be available as extra cards in the set. So yeah.
さらにこれらのカードにはパラレルもございます。こちら。
And there's also parallel. There's also parallels for it. So Draconis SEC is so be your price for whatever.
はい。
Be like what buff is. So yeah, it should be.
こ
So
こまでです。
it should be. So it's the waifu of the set.
こ
So
ちら
yeah.
です。はい、次回は流魂メイドからレザエル、マグノリア、クリス・レインの強化カードが登場でございます。
Lyrical booster. So lyrical booster information is coming out next week too. So we'll see lyrical boosters that is old also from set 9. Coming out there. So alright, and of course also support for Rizal, as you can see there.
効果なんでしょうか。
So yeah.
お楽しみにということで計6枚の新カード紹介
We'll see what this does
さらに
for
リリカルブースターの新情報もお届け
We'll see what this does also for our dear Rizal next week.
直前ということで、実物紹介やパック開封もやっちゃいますよ
た
次回の終盤もお見逃しなく
はい、それでは最後にいつもの挨拶僕が合言葉は
Alright, so that's the week of release so for set 8 too as well. So set 10, sorry. So yeah.
すごいよ。もうバディ
I have to pick between SEC Armata or Draconis, so I think I will take Armata since I really like the Fated Emblem also. Yeah, I agree. I felt like this one should have used the Fated Emblem on it too as well. For the
リ
SEC.
リカルブースターも
I
ね
think that's more worthwhile also. I think it's more worthwhile that it has because it's still a Fated one. It should still have that. So. Yeah, we're talking about it while we're both broke about it. So talking about it is free. Even though we can't get either, even though we're too broke to get either, we can still talk about it. It's free.
合言葉は
はい、どうぞ。バンガード。
ありがとうございまし
ありがとうございます。Okay, so hello. Wait, what I heard, Chris Rain, I think, unless I misheard also. They may have said something about Chris Rain also, but if it's a chance for Chris Rain to actually get a boost in there, right, I think it's good that they would. You were expecting it for the main set also, but I think them being on the lyrical set also actually might be worthwhile. So we'll get to see. So if Chris Rain is there, so I don't see why she should not be on there. Yeah. we'll see what the lyrical sets will have for us down the line. So, but we get all the box information next week. So yeah. Okay. So, still hoping for more youth perk support. So my boy deserves more. Justin, he got robbed. Yeah. So you can say that. Sorry. You can say the same for a lot of decks at the moment right now. Also, because the style of Bushido also is to always boost the stuff that's happening right now. But at the very least, so they're doing it so much more better than they did before. So them going back to older decks also and boosting them up so is actually really good. Even if it's just touch ups here and there, like that's still something also. Christine needs a super buff also. I can agree with that also. She could use a new what you call it? She could use a new Great Tree. So another one who walks from zero, or another like Rizal Vita basically. So yeah, I think she needs a buff like that also. And I think the lyrical set will be a best chance that she gets something like that. So yeah. So okay, so not much I can really say about.
できなかったです。
Not much I can really say and go back on also. But I just hang on. I recently dug her out. Give me a second. I have a bookshelf now. It's easier to grab my things. I'm very happy with my bookshelf, so I'm very, very happy with my bookshelf. Anyways, okay, so I got my hands on Amorta. Let me just get some backing music. Alright, so do you think Rizal will get a new form beyond King in the future? No, I think that's it for Rizal. I don't think he will get a new form also, because I think it's just way too soon for something like that. So. Okay, hang on. So, the fact that Liael Draconis also can transform into and can actually write any Liael from Soul or Drop Zone, which also includes the old Liael Amorta. And I'm old. Hang on, give me a second. I'm gonna need something. I won't lie, my eyesight has actually worsened over time, so yeah. I just realized also that Wellstra and Zorga haven't been getting anything lately, or am I missing something? No, I think they haven't gotten anything recently, but I think they're both in a very good spot right now. So they might not be competitively viable also, but the nice thing about Vanguard these days is that under the table meta can still create a huge amount of waves. So I think they're in a good spot right now also until they get too crapped out also, then they'll bring them back some way somehow. So yeah, EB4 in this card for Drive is kind of insanely bad to me. So it is kind of insanely bad also, but you don't have to pay it if you can't. Then also because of the Divine Skill also, you can opt to actually go back to the old Amorta if you wish to. So yeah, I don't think it's that bad also, because not only did they give you the one card that allows you to actually energy charge one, you can also play some other cards too as well, so that offers energy charges too as well. And for the most part also, you wouldn't be investing into the energy blast cards too much, and you'll be focusing more on units so that play more towards what you can do in full with Draconis than you could do you could do before. So yeah, and the fact that you can call any card in your bind zone by its ability, it just makes it so that you can actually just turn, as we saw also, Egret Owl into Gabuelas. So yeah, Zoga got their elf to draw one from set 9 or so. Yes, that's true. So yeah, rip Biscotti in the deck now also. Yeah, Biscotti in the deck also may not be as viable. So yeah. Anyways, if we're talking about Amorta, let's say that we use Draconis' abilities. I'll stay on a little bit to talk about this also. To switch into Liael Amorta. So Liael Amorta now is that when this unit attacks, so then you can counterblast 1. Choose one of Vigard's binding and search your deck for up to 1 card, so with the same card name as that unit and call it to Vigard's circle and shuffle your deck. So okay, changing to the old Amorta so means that you lose the ability to actually call out cards, any card in the bind zone, which would be a little bit on the downgrade from there. So but yeah, Divine Skill you can only use once, so in a way, it would be a bit of a it would be a complete downgrade. So nothing would change if you change to Armorta. But if you have to change to Armorta, so I think you have to be pushed to a desperate situation where you wouldn't, where the only card that you could actually call on was Armorta, and that's a little bit on weird. That's actually super weird. So yeah, so you only will keep her in the deck for this is basically a plan Z. Plan Z means that it's the absolute final plan that you have, so in order to take down your opponent by switching to that. But of course, she will absolutely 100% be there because you're probably going to be using her more for her PG ability as well. Alright, so PG ability is that when space on Guardian Circle, you can discard a card from your hand and put 2 cards from the bind zone to the bottom deck in any order. Then choose one of your units with Fatal 1 in its card name and it cannot be hit until the end of the battle. So yeah, a downgrade to Armorta would actually not be viable because you lose the ability to be able to call any unit that's in your bind zone, and you definitely want to be able to aim to get either your Iberises or more ideally your Gabuelas, and just be able to call any unit down, even if it's a trigger unit, so you can call down, bind it, and then you can absolutely search for Gabuelas also because it's in the bind zone from there. So yeah, bit of a downgrade if you do that also, but it's interesting that they did that also, which could mean that future Liaels could also be ridden upon using Draconis' divine skill. So we have to see how that goes down the line. So I usually play at shop tournaments instead of big ones because the locals I go to every time just plays the deck that they like, so you wouldn't have to worry about all the meta and stuff. So true. But for shop tournaments, so what I say doesn't matter. But I do have to appeal to the audience. So these days, most of the audience these days so actually like going straight into the big tournaments so, and they want to know what's good, what's not good so and we're also seeing all the Japanese, like, what they're building, what's topping, what's not topping, what's more popular and whatnot. So I gotta give a bit of give a bit of leeway to that also, because casual is I can't advise for casual, because casual you just play whatever the hell you want. It's that easy. You can just play whatever you want. I could go in with a Bruce deck still also, and I could still top my locals if I choose to also, or not if I choose to. If I actually could do so. So yeah, the point of the shop locals also is that it's just more super fun and casual. But for Singapore side, most of the people that play shop tournaments also are actually people that are looking to compete on the bigger stage. So our casual, Singapore's casual is basically competitive. And that's due to our culture. So more so about our culture than it is actually like that's just how it is also. So yeah, and I have fallen under that category. I also think like a competitive person too as well. So yeah, that's just is what it is. So, going to big tournament was like a surprise buff again. So I went to WJP season 2 8 rounds faced off against 3 Black Myers as well. I see. Okay, with the Triple R getting so maybe hostage build will be pretty good considering you have 8 PGs. I mean, the hostage build has always been viable in any Cata deck also, but I think that with the way that it works, right, with the way that Draconis will work now and all support cards coming also, you playing hostage also might actually I don't want to say it's a detriment because I think there's even shot between the two. So yeah, I think what I'll say is that I think there's even shot between the two, and it comes down to whether how exceptionally quick can you set up the hostage build. Because these days also with decks being faster and faster, right? Games are ending. You have to expect games to start ending at turn 4. So turn 4 onwards, right? It's already a long game from there. And if you can set up for turn 4, it might actually play to your favor. But if you can't get there consistently, then it will be more trouble than it's worth. So, and it's rather that you focus more on the pluses of Liael than it would be on the defenses. So yeah, depends. Not gonna lie, last week my tournament had so many buddy deck fights. So well, there you go. Hot take, but I don't really like hostage build. Maybe because I'm more of an offense person than defense. So yeah, absolutely. It's to their own. So there's some people that sees the viability of the hostage being because they are more on the defensive side and they just want to be able to survive also. But even if you can survive, can you build enough of an offense also to really take down your opponent? Because if everything is dedicated to defending yourself, so it's gonna be a war of attrition, and it's dependent on your opponent right now of resources, which these days not really the case also. Unless the slow decks will get you, fast decks may not get you. But it's still more or less kind of like adaptation of your surroundings. Yes, that'll be the best way to say it. So it will come down to that to how you adapt to your surroundings. So who your usual crowds are playing around with. So and if it's more on the competitive side, it may not work. It's more on the casual side. So it can work. So as long as both of you are having fun on the casual side, as long as both of you are having fun, that's more important. On the competitive scene, so it's definitely like, can you make your deck work? So and function with being able to deal a significant blow to your opponent, either 6 damage or to the point where he cannot survive the next turn. So yeah, that would be my answer to that. Okay, so yeah, also another reason why I don't like it is because since tournaments have a 30-minute rule, so now the hostage is basically just stalling. It can go on for a while. So yeah, that's another thing too as well. So but in my experience, I expect everybody to actually be playing at a decent pace. So I do not worry too much about the 30-minute rule, but it's good that you brought it up, so because I think it's something that we all should keep in mind, even myself too. So because that 30-minute ruling so just makes it very, just makes it very like salty, and I think that's the last thing that you want to create or experience yourself. So yeah, I'll put this back there later on. So okay. Alright, so I think that's all that I'm gonna be on for. So I appreciate everybody coming on and saying hi and just checking in with me for Newsday Tuesday. I appreciate it all. I'm always here every Tuesday. I always try to be here every Tuesday. Look out for my announcements on our Twitter page and also on our Discord too as well. And for those of you that actually on YouTube, so if you want to find me on other days like Thursday and Friday, as I mentioned, I'm playing gaming streams there. You can bring your Vanguard stuff over if you wish to. So if you want to chat about Vanguard, I don't mind it at all. We can absolutely do that. I'll be Thursday and Fridays or so, but that's not going to be on this channel, of course. It's going to be on my personal channel as the captain. You can find the links to that on the Discord server if you ever joined the Discord server, which you can find the link to in the description box below. So yeah, hope you guys have a good day too as well. Have a good morning for those on the west side of the world. Have a good evening for this side of the world and in between too as well. Remote fight? No, I'm only one man. I can't do remote fights anymore. So plus I don't really have a space to do remote fights anymore. So I will need to get a table in order to do that. So that's been one of my plans. So remote fights not anytime soon, unfortunately. So yeah, that's all I can say. Right, so that's it for me. So thank you so much for joining me for the Vanguard Newsday Tuesday, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.